All right. So I'm going to be doing a hormones and oils class. Most of this I have memorized by heart just because I do it myself and it's something I'm really passionate about anyways. But I've got my notes just to keep up with it. So our hormones are impacted by literally everything: stress, the food we eat, the products we put on our bodies, just everything. And it is something that I didn't even believe when I first started using oils and getting holistic. But I mean, from the air we breathe to the soaps we use or the milk we drink, it matters, because the average woman is going to put over 600 different toxins on her skin before breakfast. And it's just something, ever since I found that out and did more and more study into it, it really just set my soul on fire to find better ways for myself and share it with others. Because that's actually how I got into Young Living to begin with. Was I was sick and tired of being sick and tired on 15 plus medications, lots of opiates, depot shots. So I had 0 cycle. And I knew there had to be something better. So I got my kit from my enroller and I dove head first. And it was just amazing. The inspiration it gave me alone. That's when I started my weight loss journey, and have lost still about 100 pounds that I'm maintaining for the last year or so. We traded out all of those medicines over time with my doctors. I was able to get off all of them and prepare through using these same things I'm going to teach y'all and just supporting my body. I was able to get pregnant with Astrid very quickly, actually, after starting everything and supporting my body post depot shot. My doctor didn't think I would be able to even have a cycle for 18 months. If that tells you anything of how screwed up my hormones were. So I'm still using a lot of this right now after recently getting back off depot, not for any more babies, just to support my body, because again, I'm tired of being sick and tired from hormonal synthetic birth control. So the endocrine system is literally just, it regulates everything from your hormones to your emotions because of hormones. Like male, female, does not matter. You're going to get those emotions through your endocrine system. And for the most part, your endocrine system is going to exist. Your endocrine system is going to have your thyroid, your hypothalamus glands, your let me check my notes because my brain's freezing on me. Your parathyroid, your adrenals, pancreas, ovaries for women, testes for men, of course. And so in your endocrine system, that's where you're getting all of these signals for what your body needs in terms of all those hormones, because it has to do with growth. It has to do with reproductive health. It has to do with emotions, and just so much is tied to your hormones. The hypothalamus is essentially the regulator, and that's going to figure out how much of what you need. And the hypothalamus also gives orders to the pituitary gland, which most of us know from health and PE in high school, that's what's going to go ahead and release the hormones to send downstream through the blood. So the thyroid gland works in direct contact with the pituitary gland. It's more and more common these days for people my age, in their mid to late 20s, early 30s, to start getting thyroid issues. And that's not normal. While it happens a lot and is common, it is not normal. So the reason it's happening is everything the average person uses has hormone disruptors in it and reproduction disruptors in it. So one of the biggest thing for the thyroid gland, a lot of the times that you can do to support it, there's two things that my family uses, specifically Brendan actually, because he has trouble with his thyroid, is the Thyromin. It actually has a natural bovine thyroid in it, in the formula. So if you're vegan, that's not going to work for you. Sorry about that if I just made lots of noise. But it has been amazing for him. We talked to his doctor, made sure that she was going to be okay with all that, because the pharmaceuticals were making him miserable and not even keeping his thyroid in check. So she did okay it, and she let him try for 60 days because his levels were awful. And he tried it, and he was able to continue doing that because she was floored with the results. And she's actually asked if we can get her the information so that she can recommend it to a patient of hers. So if that tells you anything, it helps a lot of people. And just like pharmaceuticals, not one thing like supplement, oil, whatever is going to work just the same for everybody. It's a way to boost your body's own systems, and it will, what works for me might not work for you, and vice versa. It's a fun little trial and error game. But it doesn't really cost you anything health-wise to try. So, Endoflex is another one for the thyroid, and that one we use on Astrid in a roller because she's human and has hormones, and it goes on the back of her neck when she has a hard day, because a lot of the times it's that little pituitary gland helping her grow, and it's just hard to be a toddler, just like it's hard to be a teenager or a woman or a man. And that one's really, really good for just helping balance those thyroid hormones. I even use it myself. I'll roll it on my neck over my thyroid each morning, and Brendan does the same as well. So next, I am going to go to the adrenal glands, which is the most famous gland, in the most famous glands in the endocrine system, because they connect to our energy levels. I don't know about Johnny or Mama Carrie, but I know I'm always tired. At least if I don't take my supplements. I mean,
I always need a nap. Always.
Yes. I would say, I put it in my story all the time. I take Super B, which is one of the ones mentioned in here. I take it every morning, and it actually allows you to take up to 2, but usually I only need 1. My Ningxia Red is a really big one for me, and I've actually got a quick can of Ningxia Zing right now because it's been a long day. But the Super B is really, really great for the adrenals. It says they wrote it really great in a way I liked. What was it? So it says Young Living makes a vitamin called Super B that is very supporting towards the adrenal glands because it has clove and nutmeg along with the B vitamins. And the main purpose of adrenal is to get the liver to turn protein into glucose fast so the brain has more energy, and the adrenals love B vitamins. So I don't know if you know your color types, but I'm a green. So I love to learn, and I just thought that was so neat because to me that made perfect sense, because you need adrenaline for your quick energy. So to me, that just made perfect sense, because you've got your insulin for your long lasting sugars and energy, but then you've got your adrenaline for your quick energy. So that was pretty neat to me, because fight or flight psychology, you're gonna sit there and adrenaline. Sorry, I got on a little tangent. But with the clove and nutmeg oils, you can actually put those, you can do 3 drops on your feet. So if you go to your feet, everything from the body, all your organs will connect to a point in your feet. It's reflexology, proven scientific info. You can look it up if you need a like a visual, but the adrenals, if you curl your toes, you'll feel where that tendon is, like right up under the ball of your foot. And if you make a line going down towards your heel on the better outside. I always forget personally because I do my big toes. Okay, yeah. So on the inside, and it's going to be right there in the middle of where that would cross. So you've got that line with the tendons under the ball of your foot. And then you've got the other way on the inside, you're going to kind of meet like right there. Like I said, just look up reflexology adrenals if that wasn't a very good example, but you can put 3 drops each and massage in a circular motion clockwise. And that will, after about 2 minutes, you're going to immediately see usually you'll start breathing deeper, and you'll start to just feel more energy there because you're stimulating the adrenals. I always find reflexology really cool even before I got into oils.
Oh, sorry. I have a delay. I have a bad connection. Is that suggested like first when you wake up or just whenever you need a boost of energy?
It could be either. There's also, I personally like the energy blend. I put that on my big toes every morning.
Awesome.
Yes. And it says for more prolonged energy adrenal assistance, you can feed the adrenals daily with the Super B supplement, Omega Gize, which is another supplement for young living with omega oils, fatty acids, and everything like that, which is good for any diet for any reason. It's just so good. We never get enough good fats in our diets.
What was that from?
The second one is the Omega Gize.
3.
Hear me?
What was the second one?
Omega Gize.
Omega Gize. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. And the next one is Mineral Essence, which I started taking about a month ago. That has been a game changer. So you say something, Mama? Okay. So I had been drinking a gallon of water every day and I was still swelling. I still didn't feel very hydrated. Found out that it's because I didn't have minerals in my diet. So I'm drinking a gallon of water, but it's either staying in me or going right out of me and not hydrating me, because minerals carry water to the cells to hydrate them. So that has been really neat just to see how my body reacts to that. And now that I've been on it for about a month, I can absolutely tell when I don't take it. I feel horrible and I will swell up like a balloon. So it's really neat, just the science behind that and how without the minerals, the water's really not going to do its job to hydrate me. So, it also says apply the clove, nutmeg, Endoflex, or energy, like I had said, to the adrenal points on the feet. And it does say that you have adrenal glands right above your kidneys on your lower back, but it does suggest not to put these oils on it topically, just because they're warmer oils and that skin's really sensitive. You could use a carrier, but then it also wouldn't be quite as effective since you're diluting it. So that's why it says that the best place is just to put it on the feet where they're tougher. So now that we've gone over the actual glands, we can get on to the actual hormones, estrogen and progesterone. And progesterone takes control to help release the eggs. And if an egg's fertilized, it helps it to implant into the uterine lining. And with that as well, it's a neurosteroid produced in the reproductive system and neurological system. It impacts the ability of nerves to carry signals. And if progesterone is present, you're not going to make as much estrogen, which if you have too much progesterone and not enough estrogen for too long, it has been shown that it can cause issues, especially with cancers and things like that. It's actually one of the reasons that they tell you not to take certain hormonal birth controls like Depo-Provera, because it's metaprogesterone, which is a synthetic progesterone, for too long, as it can build up in your body and cause problems like breast cancer and ovarian cancer. Estrogen feminizes the body, and while it's a more prevalent female hormone, men have it too, just like we also have small amounts of testosterone. In addition to its role in sexual and reproductive health, it maintains skin, blood vessels, bones, and aids in memory. That is actually one I didn't know until I checked this out. It can lead to problems such as increased fat storage, fluid retention, dry skin, severe premenstrual or menopausal symptoms, irregular menstruation, low sex drive, fatigue, mood changes, sleeping problems, or even risks of cancer. Like I just talked about before, we do actually have a few things that help balance these hormones throughout the body. So one of one thing and one of another. It really, the easiest way I've ever been able to explain oils to people is all it does is help your body do what it needs to do more efficiently. It's not going to cure you, but it's going to help your body do what it needs to do for you. So personally, one of the biggest ones is Progestence Plus, and Mama Carrie already has actually tried some of that.
Right.
And it's a natural yam progesterone. And it is, what was that word they used? It is micronized bioidentical progesterone, which just means on a tiny, tiny molecular level, they are the same, just one comes from our bodies and one comes from wild yams. But that also has, and it's a serum, not an oil. It is combined with vitamin E oil, and it also contains copaiba, frankincense, bergamot, clove, and peppermint. And personally, I put it on every day, just on my ankles. Some days I put it on my wrists as well if I'm feeling a little lower in my progesterone. But the biggest hormone disruptors are the xenoestrogens, and they are synthetic estrogens that are found in a lot of the foods we eat. That's what they give cows to be able to produce so much milk. And for the beef even, it is in weed killers, it is in plastics, it's in the linings of soda cans. It's just, there's so much in them. It's in so much, can't talk. It's just horrifying the amount of toxic load our bodies, but especially our endocrine systems, have to go through. It's really no surprise that so many young women struggle with fertility and PCOS and just in general, miscarriages, early losses, stillborn. There's really sadly no surprise. We are the generation who grow up with Bath and Body Works all the time, every single day. And now we're seeing people my age, 25, 30, 35, dying of cancer. Like, I've got chills just thinking about it. I just, every time I talk about it, it just breaks my heart, because we as a society can fix this, but we have to believe that there's something better. We have to, before we can actually just accept that this is our life. I'll get off my soapbox. It says all the pollutants and toxins we are exposed to accumulates in the tissues such as breast, thyroid, ovaries, and uterus. So how do you know if your hormones are off? The biggest thing is listen to your body. If you're more often than not having tender breasts, mood swings, cyclic headaches, weepiness, water retention, you're having trouble getting up in the morning and going, even with a really good night's sleep, uterine fibroids, anxiety, dry vagina. So even just having frequent UTIs or having frequent yeast infections or vaginal I can never say it right, bacteria in the vagina. So just there's so many things that they're tied together. So if you went to a doctor with this, they'd probably be like, oh, your thyroid's messed up. Yeah, but why is my thyroid messed up? The whole concept of just the holistic lifestyle that I've learned through Young Living is you don't want to fix the symptoms, you want to fix the systems. So why is my body doing this? Let's fix the root cause so we can actually fix the issue and support our bodies how they're needing it. Because that's what's going on with that. If you're having all these issues, your body's like, hey, my thyroid or my uterus or my hormones are not okay right now. Can you support me? And I mean, it's like your body just crying for help, essentially. So all those things, though, most of the time, that's going to be a good indicator. There are hormone panels you can pay for. I think Everlywell does one. The biggest thing, though, is your hormones are going to shift even with different toxic loads or with the same toxic loads. They're going to shift from month to month. So like you could get your progesterone and estrogen checked, but it could be totally different the next month. So it's really something, like I said, you have to just play with it and see what works for you. See what helps boost your body the best. And that also may change over time as well. So with the Progestins Plus, it says, as you age, your body slows down with producing progesterone. USP grade progesterone is not the same as progestins, which are synthetic versions sold by pharma. It says the Cleveland Clinic, one of the most respected clinics in the United States, has said, while HT hormone therapy helps many women get through menopause, the treatment is not risk-free. Known health risks include increased risk of endometrial cancer, increased risk of blood clots or stroke, increased chance of gallbladder, gallstone problems, increased risk of dementia, increased risk of heart disease, increased risk of breast cancer if used beyond 3 to 5 years, monthly bleeding, irregular spotting, breast tenderness, fluid retention, headaches, including migraine headaches, skin discoloration, and increased breast density. Y'all, that's a lot. That's scary. It is. Like, it just breaks my heart that we as a society don't have an overall better answer. Like I said, I probably never would have had Astrid had it not been for Progestins Plus. I mean, I can't legally say it's going to cure anything or it's going to fix it for you, but for me, I wholeheartedly do not believe my daughter would be alive today without it. I had literally had a miscarriage right before I got pregnant with her. And the one thing I changed was using Progestins Plus and Super B for folate instead of folic acid. Another big one to just overall support your hormones, especially as a woman, is Femigen. It is a natural phytoestrogen supplement that supports female health with the benefits of Dong Quai, black cohosh, amino acids, and other essential oils, such as clary sage, which is a really good one for hormone regulation. It can help you get in the mood. And it's also a really good one to rub over your belly during PMS week. I like to rub it on my back, like on my lower back that week before. It also has sage, which helps maintain the balance between estrogen and progesterone, and can also help with the testosterone levels. So, because like I said, you've got testosterone in your body too, just like men have some estrogen in their bodies. That one's actually best to put on along with the blend mister. Sorry, I got to pop up. I have found out that the mister oil is also good to put on sage or mister around the 15th day of your cycle, as that's a time when it may be best to try to support your body a little better in the balance of its testosterone, because we do still need testosterone and it needs to be well balanced with our progesterone and our estrogen. It also has ylang ylang, which is a big supporter of the adrenal glands, and another one, that little bounce chicka wow wow, that one's also in Progestins Plus. Sclerescence can help manage stress and help the body balance itself with cortisol levels, and it can also be another oil to help increase wanting to head to the bedroom. Endoflex, we've already talked a little bit about, and how that one's a massive booster for the endocrine system in general, from toddlers to 90-year-old grandmas. Endoflex has been a lifesaver for all three of us. There is also what is called Prenolone cream, Prenolone plus cream, and that enhances the levels of low hormones. And it will essentially, progesterone is essentially a steroid hormone that can naturally work with your body for your body to turn it into whatever it currently needs. And then another fun fact that I really find interesting when working with hormones and things like that is how hormones are so closely related to the emotions, because you also store your emotions in certain organs and spots in your body. So like with fear and worry, it's going to be in your kidneys. With anger and rage, it's going to be in your liver or your gallbladder, because it's going to process out those toxins and those feelings of anger or just frustration. And then in inner crying, it'll be in the lungs or the kidneys. Sadness will be in the pancreas. Lack of joy in the heart. Unforgivingness will be in the liver. Revenge in the kidneys and in kidney stones. And stress in the stomach. But what's so neat about that to me is because all your hormones are coming from your hypothalamus, you're also putting those into your limbic system, which is the part of your brain that is like, hey, there's an emotional stimuli, so we got to send hormones out to the endocrine system. So it's all tied together, because your body's not quite going to always do it just physically. It's a psychiatric and a physical response all in one, because you're going to have certain stimuli that set off emotions, which are going to set off new hormones and chemicals going through your body. So that's something just to keep in mind when you're thinking of emotions and hormones, just because that is going to affect how overall your body reacts to what you're doing, to what you're putting in it, on it, everything like that. So we've talked Progestins Plus and Femigen and some of the oils. Another thing is a supplement called Cortistop. And it helps with cortisol levels. It's because cortisol is a hormone produced by the adrenals. that responds to stress and low blood sugar. When you want to support a healthy level of cortisol in your body, you reach for cortisol. And of course, many of us know when women get older, normally around 35, 45, we start producing more cortisol naturally. And then also on top of that, a lot of times our stress levels go up. Most of us, the average woman will at least have a husband or a child or be working, and women are going to have more cortisol from more stress as well. So that's something that can help your body just regulate that a little better. We talked some about the clary sage and just how that can help encourage lovingness in the bedroom. And it can also be really good for you during PMS and just to rub over your lower back. That one's actually, it's not as much related to this class, but that one's actually really, really good during labor. I used that one with Ash when I was having her. It helps with contractions to stimulate them once they start. There is a blend called Dragon Time. It says Dragon Time supports feelings of stability and calmness. It helps with moodiness during PMS. It contains the oils fennel, clary sage, marjoram, lavender, blue yarrow, and jasmine. This is good for both young and mature women. Apply this oil to the top of the abdomen, and lower back. It can also get you in the mood. So a lot of times I actually have Dragon Time and extra clary sage in a roller just for PMS week. Like, no lie. It is a lot of comfort. I like to usually do it after a hot shower just to relax my back, because I have a lot of back issues post birth with Astrid and post 7 epidurals. Lady Sclerol. I have not personally tried this one, but I actually do know some women that love it. It has jasmine, bergamot, geranium, orange, and a few more. Let me just tell you, I know all of those oils are Bounce Chicka Wow Wow oils. So if you struggle to get in the mood, that's probably one for you. We've already talked about the Mister oil. Thyromin. A little more on PMS. It just talks about premenstrual syndrome is one of the most common hormone-related condition in otherwise healthy women. That's another hard pill to swallow for me. While some discomfort is absolutely healthy and normal in terms of our bodies are doing amazing things, they're preparing to either create a child or flush it out, flush that old lining out and start over again, because we're women and we are amazing. Even if we don't want children or anything like that, our bodies still just naturally do their thing. I truthfully wonder how much would be different if with PMS than the average woman, if our bodies were not overloaded with toxins, but that's neither here nor there. We know how to support our bodies better after this. So hopefully we can all work together to change that for everybody. So just to kind of recap real quick, the hormone support suggestions for women go as follows. Support for the pituitary gland. You have Omega Gize as a supplement and sacred frankincense. For support of the thyroid gland, you have the Thyromin supplement and myrtle. It says support for the adrenal glands is again Omega Gize and the Super B and mineral essence, along with the nutmeg and clove oils or energy. And support for the whole body is Progestence Plus, Femigen, and Sclerescence or Endoflex oils. If you're really serious about possibly wanting to check further into this and understand it better, a really good book is Taming the Dragon Within. I actually have a copy if anybody wants to borrow it, and you can just ship it back to me. It is written by David Dearduff, DC, and Leanne Dearduff, DC. So I can always, if you want the actual, like, I'll type it out for you. Just let me know and I can type it and send it to you in a personal message.
Yeah,
And
if
then
you could
there's,
do that, that would be great.
yeah,
'Cause
sure.
the
Yeah.
local library.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
And then there's another one that there's an oil for that. A Girlfriend's Guide to Using Essential Oils Between the Sheets by Lucy Libido. And I think I have that one too. It's been a while. If I have, I might have let a friend borrow it, never get it back. That's a really good book too. Hormones are literally the hardest topic to teach out of all the holistic stuff I know and like to share. So congratulations through making it through a small bit of what I know and love. If you have any questions, by all means, I'm always happy to talk to you. And we can troubleshoot together. If you are not oily yet with a Young Living account, I can get you my link and we can discuss what products may benefit you best right now in your season of wellness. It's really, though, listen to your body, learn it, try to just look for those cues in what your body's asking for from you. Big thing for me is literally hydration. Like, in general, like, if I'm not hydrated, my entire body just hates me, be it my emotions, my endocrine system, my digestive system, it all just, you're done. So it's all trial and error. It's all figuring out what your body needs from you and what's going to work best for you. Sometimes that may be still a compromise somewhere. You may, just like me, I still take an antidepressant and use oils and use all this for my hormones, and I watch what I eat and everything else. It's not just oils. It's not just supplements. You have to piece and pick and figure out what best is going to put that puzzle together for your body to best work efficiently. And sometimes the pieces may change and you got to make a new puzzle. So does anybody have any questions or anything I didn't touch on that they'd like to know?
Well, that was awesome. Very informative. I definitely feel like the bit about emotions through your organs. I have IBS, so like I immediately feel my stress in my stomach. So I relate to that so much.
Yeah.
I definitely like to know more about the mineral water enhancement because I also suck at hydration. And so if there's anything to enhance the little bit of water I am drinking, like that would be great. So if you could message.
We can talk about that, because one of my biggest pinpoints on day-to-day life is actually digestive health. There's a lot I've actually added in the last 6 months for myself personally. So yes, we can get together and definitely talk about that. Anything else anybody wanted to ask?
I'm just amazed at all this information you have. You are really smart, Bree.
Thank you. I enjoy it. Like I said, appreciate it. I'm just so passionate about it. Just, I don't even know that I'd be alive today. If I'm 100% honest, I think I might not have made it this long if it wasn't for Young Living and the community and just what they showed me life can be in terms of, I can take care of my health. I can lose all the weight. I can do whatever I set my mind to because I am in control of my body and my wellness. So, but yeah, I appreciate you ladies coming and I hope you enjoyed. I will message you that link, Mama Carrie, and Shawnee, I will message you in a few minutes and we can talk about some digestive stuff.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.